the easiest forex strategy for beginners to make money in trading forex. You have to understand time frame. All right, time frame. First thing, you have to understand time frame. Time frame will define as to when you should look for selling entries and when you should look for buying entries. And to explain the strategy, or the easiest strategy for you to understand, is what? Support and resistance. Support resistance is the easiest strategy that a beginner can use to trade forex. But a big but, if you learn support and resistance, you have to understand where should you apply it. Because if right now you want to apply support and resistance everywhere, right now you can pinpoint, this is actually my support area, this is my resistance area, you will keep losing money. But understanding everything step by step is first thing, understanding time frame. Right now I can bring my phone here and we go to section charts. All right, this is section charts. You can see we buy when the graph goes up, we sell when the graph goes down. Simple and straightforward. I trust you do understand. Now, in terms of time frame, we tap here, we see the time frame, and we can also see the time frame here. I trust you can see, all of us can see the time frame. We can tap on the time frame here and we see the time frame that we have over here. Now we can tap, go to settings, and we see more of the time frame. So now it becomes a challenge as to what time frame should you use the support and resistance, and which is the best time frame should you look for the specific entry or the precise sniper entry to buy or sell. Now let me explain the time frame here. 1 hour to a monthly time frame. This is the time frame that I highly recommend for you to mark the structure of support and resistance. Number 2, we have a smaller time frame from 30 minutes up until, or let's say 1 minute up until 30 minutes. So between 1 minute and 30 minutes, this is the time frame that you can use to confirm an entry. Now, this chart or this graph works with supply and demand. And supply and demand is in many ways, but some of you might not really understand it, but let me explain to you. In the market, we have this green candlestick, we have this red candlestick. And this red candlestick, right, that is filled up, it contains, or it has the volume. I'm not sure if you really understand. It has the liquidity. All right. Maybe you don't understand. All right. The movement that is went down here represent that US dollar versus the Singapore dollar, it is H6, 6 hour time frame, has the Singapore dollar has lost value. I trust you do understand. Do we make it clear? Is it clear? Right. Okay. Let's look on the right here. Maybe we are getting confused. All right. When the graph goes down, simply means that the asset is actually what? Losing power. And which asset is losing power? In this case, when you're trading forex, when you go to section codes over here, if you go to section codes, you'll see the assets. Let's go to section codes. You see the asset over here. So right now we're trading NZD USD, right? Let me just type it here. New Zealand dollar. The New Zealand is always one, right? It's exchanged to the dollar. So if right now the chart goes up, that simply means that the dollar is gaining power. Simple. And if the chart goes down, that means that the New Zealand dollar is actually losing power, but not changing from the one, but is losing power based on the exchange rate to the dollar. All right. So now when we look at this graph, this rate here represents that the chart, or this US dollar, from this price, this price over here is no longer costing this price, but it will cost this price. So meaning that it has lost performance. So Bozza, just get straight to the point. Yes, I'm getting there. All right. Now I've mentioned that we have a resistance above, we have support below. Resistance above, support below. And when we look at the support and resistance, we count 1, we count 2, and the graph can continue going to the up or continue coming to the up level and until it breaks this level. So we are trading only support and resistance, simple. But if it breaks this level, which is the number 1 and 2, now this is no longer our what? It's no longer our resistance. It becomes our support. It becomes our support, but it does not lose the higher price name. This is the higher price. It does not lose the higher price name. This is breakout. It comes back, continue going up, which means here whereby we're looking to make a buy and sell. But then let me explain as to the same thing that goes on when it goes down. If right now you see we had a break here, it went down, went down all the way. This doesn't lose its name of lower price, but it loses the support area. Now it becomes a resistance. It becomes a flip side. So it comes back down and we make a sell going to the downside. So the only focus that we are focusing on is actually trading the support and resistance in this way. And you can also add additional to trade the breakouts and retest, which is now forms a resistance area. I trust you to understand, but let me explain more so that you can understand as to where you should be looking for to analyze or placing these lines. Right, I'll explain as to how to pinpoint that, because some of you will really love to know as to how to identify the support and resistance. All right, now when we look, we have this what we call session breakers, period separators, depending on what platform you're using. On a mobile phone, when you tap here, we tap on chart section, we tap settings here. If you're using an iPhone, make sure that you turn on you check your period separators so that you can actually see these lines over here, so that you can actually define. If right now we go to 4 hours, you can see we had a support area. That's where I made a buy, and the exit it's above here. So I want to explain as to what is happening here. You can see we're making a profit over here, and when you go to here, we're looking to make a sell. Simple, easy, straightforward, right? So the period separators or the session breakers, if you're going to TradingView, if you're using the platform from the MetaTrader 5 on your PC, make sure that you actually check the session or period separators. Right now, when we look at this whole scenario where I made a buy here and the exit is here, I want you to understand something. This is the lowest price of the week, because we separate what we are in 4 hours, and we separate week 1 to week 2, and if you look below here, this is what differentiates that. So now I know this is the highest price of the week, and this is the mid lower price, this is the mid lower price over here. So I'm targeting the higher price and lower price. Easy. I buy at the lowest price of the week, I get out at the highest price of the week. Easy. It's not difficult. So now, when you mark, you don't mark these mid ones. You can mark them, but they're not strong. You can actually change the time frame to a daily time frame, and you change to a daily time frame. You can see that we have the highest of the month here. If you look here, this is May, this is April, this is March. When you go to after the period separator, so if I get an entry here below here, I'm targeting the highest of the month. Simple, easy. So if you keep marking the mid, lower and higher prices whereby you see support and resistance, then it becomes a challenge. So how do you identify a support and resistance? It's simple. Let's actually go to 4 hours. Let's actually tap here, and we're gonna use this feature over here, and we're just gonna add a rectangle box. We can also add lines, right? Horizontal lines. So let's actually go all the way down. You'll see the rectangle box. You can use that. You can also use the horizontal line. So in this case, I can use the horizontal line, tap on them, and tap here. Now you can see we have this horizontal line. I can tap and hold and adjust it by using this pencil icon over here. Go to 4 pixel, and which is the style. I can change to 4, and then I click on save, and from there I have it. I can duplicate it, tap and hold, duplicate by using this icon over here, and there we go. Let me just tap and hold, move it to the upside. There we go. I trust you can see this is 1, this is 2. I'm trading within this week. Last week we had another one here, and it was not the lowest of the week, and we had the highest of the week here, and targeting the lower price. simple. So now, if you look at here, Bozza, you've managed to capture this trade on 4 hours. You had to wait 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, because each and every candlestick here represent 4 hours. And if you go to a daily, this trade is a swing trade because I'm trading within the week using a 4 hours. We have a period separator that's separating that. So it's a swing trade using 4 hours. And we can also go to a daily, and that still represent a swing trade. I trust you do understand. If you go to 1 hour, now you can see on 1 hour we have to trade within the day. And when we look at 1 hour, we don't have any higher prices within this day. But we have a higher price over here, right? We have a high price over here, which we can still use. But remember, the high time frame is the main here, which is the high time frame represent that if no matter the lower time frame that we see in one is okay. Let me just explain in this way. 4 hours is greater than 1 hour, so we don't use 1 hour now because we've got the entry in 1 hour. So confirming entry, we go to 15 minutes. All right, this is the 15 minutes that we use, and we have this candlestick over here which we call a candlestick pattern. We have another tutorial on this channel whereby I teach you candlestick pattern that you should be looking for to make a buy or sell, which is easy and straightforward. So I trust you do understand. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I've explained what you need to know here. And remember, risk is important, reward is important. Stay blessed.